Here it comes. It's about to go live.
All
It's
right, we're live.
Get Shit Done, episode 31. How's it going, dude?
It's going pretty good. I'm tired today. It's just the last 3 days of full days of training with the sales training with Russell Brunson's got me wiped out. And yeah, all kinds of technical issues with
Yeah. We
my,
spent the last half hour wrestling with stupid tech crap just to go live. So silly. Anyway,
yeah, here we are.
here we are, dude. So you just finished Brunson's training, and I was cleaning up my my space here, and I have a funny story to tell. So in my old house, the Tell Mansion, which has been sold and purchased and had a whole bunch of renovation done and all sorts of things, there was nobody living there for a long time. Okay. While they're like totally redoing it, the house hadn't really had any renovation of significance done since it was originally built. And so nobody had lived there for a while. It ended up, I ended up moving out and no longer owning it during COVID. And so anyway, long and short of it is that I was out for a drive, and I was running an errand, and I drove by my old house, and this might have been a year ago. I'm actually guessing it probably was a year ago, because around plus or minus, it may have even been, I don't think it was on St. Patrick's Day, but there's a St. Patrick's Day theme to it, so I feel like it was. But one way or the other, I drive by my old house, and then across the street, there's a side street, and on the corner was this bright green plastic rectangular tote with the foldable lids that like interlock. Bright yellow lid, and it was like really brightly colored, and I don't even normally stop when people have like free stuff on the side of the road or whatever. It's not I don't even if it looks like really awesome or something, I don't usually stop, but this really caught my eye. I was like, that's weird. And I think I just moved into my new place and whatever, and so I was like, maybe I'll go look at that weird green crate on the way back, but if it's still there. And so I think I was driving like right around 5 or 6 p.m. when there's a fair amount of cars driving around and that kind of stuff. And so Brattleboro is big on people giving away stuff on the sidewalk that's in great condition. It's become one of those towns where when people don't want something, they put it on the sidewalk, and usually somebody takes it, right? And so that's just kind of like a thing that happens in this town. And so I go to the Walgreens or whatever. I go back, and I notice that it's still there, right? This weird crate, and I drive by it, and as I'm driving by it, I look over to the right, and I know that there's no one living in my old house, but they've had a ton of work done on it. And I see this white package on the front doorstep. And so there was no mailbox at the house. So that's one reason I knew nobody was living there. And this white package on the doorstep, and the doorstep is, slate and the dark brown and surrounded by brick. So it was like this white plastic bag around this package. So it kind of stood out, and I just happened to catch it out of the corner of my eye. And so I stopped, I turned around, I went back, and I grabbed this green crate, and inside it had, I notoriously kill plants. And inside it had like this fake jade plant. And I was like, and I had been wanting a plant for my new place, and but I didn't want to kill a plant. And I was like, I'll take a fake plant. I don't own any other fake plants. So I took it, but I did need this crate, which was in perfect condition because I had a bunch of extra stuff, but that I needed to bring to my storage unit or whatever. And so I grabbed this crate, I grabbed this fake jade plant, I put it in the back of my car, and then I proceed to drive right by my old house, and I decided to stop and pull in the driveway. I was like, maybe that's for me. I lived here for, a long time, like 15 years, maybe for some reason that was sent to me. And I looked at it, and it was delivered UPS. It wasn't delivered postal mail, and it was addressed to me.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh. And so I was like, what is this? And so I picked it up and I brought it home. In the meantime, I had this bright green crate with a bright yellow top. It really reminded me of like a leprechaun pot of gold. Like that's what I thought when I first saw it. I was like, whoa, maybe this is a lucky thing. And so I open it up, and inside is this.
Oh.
Who do you see up at the top of that?
Well, it's Russell Brunson.
It is Russell Brunson.
Yeah.
And,
it's his inner circle.
Yeah, but it says 2022 to 2023.
Okay.
And there's a whole inner circle sale, a very thick sales letter, like many pages, full color. So anyway, it was really weird because I hadn't lived at that house for a few years. And it was a very strange experience. Anyway,
well, you were out of there for a few years and you got a package
and all
delivered.
this happened, but I got
wow.
the leprechaun crate caught my eye and diverted my attention and kind of like made me circle around and go. It was a weird thing. So anyway, very interesting story. And then I wanted to, there's Russell's cell phone numbers in there, or a cell phone number. And Russell and I used to be in touch a lot, but it's been years since we've done any business together. I still use ClickFunnels. But, I haven't connected personally with Russell other than like the brief, hey, how's it going, man, on Messenger or whatever in a long time. And my intention was to call him up and say, what's up, dude, and reconnect. And I never did. And I just uncovered this book with the letter that reminded me of that whole story now. As I was cleaning up my office space a little bit before we started live streaming. And so I thought it was an appropriate story to bring up, considering you just finished 3 days of Russell Brunson training.
Yeah, totally. That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That is a cool story.
So dude, I have a couple positive focus. First of all, today I want to talk about the Get Shit Done Bootcamp.
Yeah.
I want to plan it out. I want to plan out the modules, and I want to do it on a Google Doc while we're live streaming, right? Or at least we can type in the details into the chat or something. I want to get notes that and so if you could help me with that, with taking any notes either onto a Google Doc or you're going to actually have a hard time taking notes because you're streaming from your phone right now. That's not going to work. Okay, cool. Adjust. So we'll talk it through.
Well, I have a notebook.
Great.
I'm a faster writer than I am a typer anyway.
All right. Well, use your notebook and we'll transfer it later. That would be awesome.
Yeah, sounds good.
And so I want to plan out the Get Shit Done Bootcamp today, but I had some cool experiences yesterday. One was that I went for a run and I've been using the advanced ChatGPT audio conversation feature, and it's getting better, and I can talk to it while I'm running. And I don't normally listen to anything while I run. Most of the time I bring my phone to track my progress and map my workout, but I don't, I like paying attention to what's going on around me, and I don't need to be distracted by music or whatever. But sometimes, if I go for a hike, for example, I will bring my phone and maybe listen to like a training in school or another marketing training or whatever, podcast, whatever. And so in this case, before I went for my run, I was mapping out, trying to plan out some offers that we're to make both for Get Shit Done and wealth hypnosis related stuff for private clients and group clients and all this kind of stuff. And I was trying to get I've like a dozen different offers in my head that I'm trying to get sorted, knock some of them out if they're redundant or don't make sense, get them prioritized, figure out what to release and what date, what sequence, all this kind of stuff. And way too many details jumbling around in my head. And so I just decided to have a real-time conversation sorting out all the details with ChatGPT while I was running. And it was an amazing experience because I wasn't distracted by anything else, because all I had was the run and the conversation with ChatGPT, right?
Okay.
And for me anyway, the process of being able to go through and have an intelligent conversation with a conversation partner that can keep up and records everything is just I haven't even begun to scratch the surface of what I can do with it in terms of thought exploration, but it's like really a cool experience. And it recreated an old idea that I had but never took action on for me, called the Wealth Hypnosis Experience, to create an 8-week-long virtual training called the Wealth Hypnosis Experience that is $1,000 that people can go through and completely rewire their mind for wealth. Like really simple. Yeah. And it outlined every detail of what would be involved. And though it needs a little bit of editing, it is mostly spot on. Right. So it's really, really, really cool. And that came from, I was going to call you in the middle of the day and be like, oh, Eric, let's talk about planning out the boot camp. I was like, I can't call Eric.
Oh, because I was in the training.
The training with Princeton, damn it. And so so I talked to ChatGPT in your place. And,
okay, cool.
And so that was pretty cool. And then later on in the day, as a result, like I've been struggling with, because I really want to work with more private hypnosis clients, and I want it to be open to lots of different topics and possibilities. And I don't want to be undercharging, but the greater hypnosis world pays an astonishing low amount per hour for hypnosis or hypnotherapy. It charges about the same as massage. It's not high end for most hypnotists. And so there's price resistance to private sessions. And, I've created this pay what you want private session thing with various types of responses. Like, it's been a very interesting thing to see how that all works. And, I've been trying to figure out a sustainable financial model to work with clients on a regular basis that is consistent and predictable, where people aren't expecting to pay $100 a session for hypnosis, And so I think I cracked the code on it. I came up with a really cool model that I'm going to try to implement, that in theory, any hypnotist, or honestly any advisor, could implement, or coach or consultant could implement, to immediately scale up to a 10 grand a month recurring revenue stream, just working with private clients alone, right? In almost any market, and with only working with one client per day, 5 days per week. So
great.
So I think it's going to work. So
cool.
I'm very excited about. Anyway, that's my long-winded positive focus. What's your positive focus?
Sweet. That's awesome.
Oh, actually,
that's
and my mic is pointed in the wrong direction today. How's my audio?
I mean, it's been sounding fine.
Oh, okay. Hopefully it sounds better now.
It sounds even better now, though.
Okay, yeah. The mic was pointing toward the wall.
All right. Yeah, so my positive focus is I completed the 3-day training on online selling with Russell Brunson. And
yes.
That was awesome. I have just pages and pages of notes and so many new ideas, and I've been starting to get them organized on paper just while we were sitting there before the live stream this morning, I jotted down some things like action items, getting my shit list prepared for action. So I feel excited about that. And yeah, I feel excited to, I mean, it was awesome to be in a training like that. And it was also, I'm like really action oriented. I like to do things and get shit done. And like while you're stuck,
That's appropriate.
I know, right? Yeah, I almost want to say while I was stuck there, it wasn't like that. While I was deeply engaged in the training process,
In class.
while I was in class, I was not able to get very much shit done. I'd stay up as late as I could stay awake after the training and get as much shit done as I could in a very exhausted, tired state.
Right.
And that basically looked like just keeping up with my daily routines of posting content and struggling to do that even. I was so tired.
Right.
So yeah, I feel really excited to have a more open schedule now to get shit done.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. Cool. Well, so is there anything, I know that you were like kind of slow to get moving this morning. So like,
Yep.
is there anything that you feel that you want or need advice on, or should we just dive into some get shit done stuff?
Yeah, let's just dive into some get shit done stuff. I feel like I know what I need to do right now in my business. I just need to dedicate some time blocks and hammer it out.
Right.
Yep.
Cool. Well, so I want to run this private client model by you.
Okay, cool.
If nothing else, then to just verbalize it. And
all right.
Maybe you should ask questions about it if if you're curious, or I want to know how it lands.
All right.
Okay,
Is this what you wanted me to take notes on?
This doesn't, I mean, you can take notes if you want to, but
Okay,
no,
yep.
this is not the Get Shit Done Bootcamp. This is the
Okay, gotcha.
new private client model that I'm working on.
Okay, cool.
So I want to work with private clients on a consistent basis. I want it to produce a reasonable amount of consistent recurring revenue.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be working with clients long-term, not just one session. Like I really want to be helping them to achieve a big goal long-term, not just cover up a symptom, not just change one little, teeny tiny bit. Like I want to actually change their lives. Yep. So I'm looking for clients that want to work on something for at least 3 months, if not longer, right? So like have deep long-term relationships. And I also want the pricing model to be adaptable and available to anyone that needs help. But not shortchanging in any way the value of my time or the time of the therapist or consultant or hypnotist that's using this model.
Okay,
right?
gotcha. Yep.
And so this is a income stream for a business, or it could be the whole business. Okay. And so as a hypnotist, a lot of people are first-time hypnosis clients. They've never used it before, not in a long time. And most people are looking for the magic button, the magic bullet, the change my life in one session, right? And the interesting thing about hypnosis is that it can do that. There are aspects of it that, of your life, that absolutely can change, and can change profoundly as a result of one session, right? But at the same time, it's very short-term thinking, right? Like, come on, you're going to spend an hour and expect like a true, genuine, permanent life change that's going to help you to get out of the stuck situation you're in and really transform things? No, So here's the model. So the model I've been playing with is I've opened my calendar for some new clients, and for the moment I'm doing pay what you want, name your own price, pay what it's worth. You decide the price that it would be worth to you to make the change or transformation that you're looking to make. Right? And so people put everything from $0 to $450 in here.
Okay.
Okay. I normally charge $1,000 for individual sessions, and I do a handful of them a year. But this year I decided to really kick it into high, and I've had like 50 clients in the last 2 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been kind of tinkering with this model, and a lot of the people that pay a low amount, our super low ballers, don't even show up.
Wow.
So that's interesting. So there's an argument to maybe make a $99 minimum or something and try that and see how it works. And there's also an argument to just say, look, like if people are going to lowball it just because they're minorly committed, but then they're not going to show up. Well, is that a wasted hour for me? No, not if I quickly pivot into doing something that needs to get knocked out of my shit list,
True. Right. Exactly.
So here's the model. The model is when people initially sign up for their session, they get to choose how much they pay. So that reduces a lot of the risk, right? Like it's just like, oh, I get to decide how much I'm going to invest in this, right? And then that also tells me how invested they are very clearly. Like if people pay a larger amount, they almost always are much more invested in the outcome or change that they're looking for, right?
Makes sense, yeah.
Then there are some upsell options. One of the things that I offer right now is my $5,000 wealth method program for $197, right? It's a pretty sweet offer, and a lot of people take that. Then what I'm going to offer, which I don't offer right now, is a free trial into the $297 a month Overcome Everything Coaching Club, where you will get over 80 recorded hypnosis sessions that we've done with Overcome Everything Coaching Club members on a wide variety of topics, including, and list all 80 of them out. It's like every topic you can imagine.
Awesome. Wow.
So you get that library, and then every week we do a group session, and you as a member get to decide what direction we're going to go with the sessions. So we're going to create hypnosis sessions based on what the group wants every single week. And that's how all the previous ones were created too, is people tell me what they want, and then we create the hypnosis session right then and there. And then you get the recordings of those afterward. So that way people can come in and immediately get a huge library of sessions. They can attend live, they can get their questions answered, and they can influence the course of the session for the day, right? And we can and we can always rotate through topics too, if where you can do like health, basically weight loss, fitness, nutrition, and exercise, general health, well-being, anti-pain, sleep, right? Then you can do wealth, anything money related, right? Business related, sales related, marketing related, motivation related, productivity related, health, wealth, relationships. So is, whether it's attracting a perfect partner or improving your communication in your romantic relationship, in your family relationships, in your business and client relationships, all these types of things. So anyway, you can rotate through the major topics, and you touch on issues that everybody's clearly dealing with. Or you can actually make, depending on the nature of what people are looking for, you can make like you could do a hodgepodge session, where you're doing a lot of different suggestions on different topics that people are requesting. Even if they're not directly related, you can still do a hypnosis session. It's like a potluck, right? And so, where you create a session where literally everybody's request is covered, And so, anyway, so that would all happen before they even have their session. And then the other thing that I'm working on creating that doesn't exist yet is the new client welcome kit. And that's going to include, a video where setting expectations, explaining how hypnosis works. I'll probably give them my All Hypnosis is Self-Hypnosis book, and perhaps even a hypnosis prep session to help them, just give them more of an experience of what it's like to relax, to de-stress, to, get ready. And whether or not they buy anything else, even if they spend $1 on a session, then they can spend $1 on a session. They still get the welcome kit. They still learn about hypnosis. They still get an extra recorded session, and so on. And then when people come in and they say, "Hey, we do a session," I basically said, "Look, this is the first session. Most of my clients work with me for at least 3 months on a given long-term goal or challenge, And when people come in, I say, well, what are your goals for today's session? And what are your long-term goals, right? What is the specific outcome you're looking for today? And what are you working over the next 3, 6, 9 months to a year, right? Like, what are you focused on accomplishing in that period of time as it relates to today's session, and what we're focused on? And then basically the question says, we're going to do our session today. We're going to focus on what you asked for. And then at the end, we can talk about what continuing looks like. And if that's something that you're interested in doing or not after you have some experience and whatever. And so if there's an expectation that we're probably going to be working together long-term, if you like the experience and if you want to continue on, right? So then after the session is over, you say, cool, well, I'm going to send you the recordings of the session. And, so, I mean, and everybody loves the set, like everybody loves these things. Yeah. I've got zero negative feedback. And I mean, I've also been hypnotizing people for 25 years,
Right.
But the idea is then, I work with most of my clients starting for about a 3-month time frame. And there are a few different options, but I only work with one client per day. And so I have a limited calendar, limited availability. And it really depends on your budget and level of commitment and speed that you want to make progress in this area. Are you working on weight loss? Are you working on money mindset? Are you working on reducing your sleep or improving your sleep, reducing stress and anxiety? Are you working on your self-confidence? Are you working on chronic pain, right? So the full package is $2,000 a month, and what you get for $2,000 a month is we get a private session together every week, and on the same day of every week at the same time, and you also get access to my group program, the Overcome Everything Coaching Club. And that's the same program that I mentioned earlier. So if they're already in it, then I would cancel them out of that and just give it to them for free as a result of being a private client. And it's $2,000 a month, right? So essentially $500 per private session if you want to work together long-term.
Cool.
And if people can't or are unwilling to spend $2,000 a month to work with a hypnotist for 3 months, then that's okay. So we can say, look, we can scale it down a few different ways depending on the speed, the speed of the progress that you want to make and the level of financial commitment that you want to make. Because if you don't want to do 4 sessions a month, we could do 3 sessions a month for $1,500 a month. Or we could do 2 sessions a month for $1,000 a month. Or we could do 1 session a month for $500 a month. And you still get the Overcome Everything Coaching Club.
With the 80 recorded sessions.
And the weekly.
And the weekly. Cool. Yeah.
And so at $500 a session, 5 days a week, only doing 1 session per day, that's $2,500 a week. $2,500 a week is the magic number $10,000 per month.
Nice.
And in the meantime, if people don't work together with the private clients, a lot of those people will sign up for the free trial to the Overcome Everything Coaching Club when they sign up for their individual session, regardless of how much they paid on the front end.
Yep.
Some will, some won't. And then some people will work together privately for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, and then they'll be done working together privately, but they'll want to stay in the coaching club. So the more clients that come in the front door, the more people join the coaching club long-term, and that's recurring revenue. Whether or not I'm working with any individual clients, the coaching club could very easily take over. Right? So, and what you do is, as your recurring revenue model surpasses whatever your lifestyle and business expenses are, then you can choose to increase your prices for private sessions.
Right. Okay.
Right. And so maybe you're not willing or able, maybe not willing to try charging $500 a session. You know, if you're a new hypnotist, great. Start with $100 a session. Max yourself out, but use the same model. Right. And then as soon as your number of sessions that you can do per day or per week are filled, and you're getting more people in your recurring revenue model, your subscription group model, then you focus on go from $100 to $125 to $150 to $200, you know, and basically that's it. It's real simple. So I'm very excited about doing that, because what it's doing is it's rearranging all the stuff that I already have in what I think will be a much cooler experience for the clients, and a much more helpful experience for the clients. So I'm very excited to try that.
That sounds awesome.
So yeah, what questions do you have about it, or what holes are there in that? You know, is there what are you seeing?
I mean, it seems pretty solid. I guess this is in place of the pay what it's worth to you model that you've been using, or no, in addition to it.
It's building out the back end.
Okay.
Yeah, you still can offer, I can, or anyone else can offer a pay what it's worth hour with me, right? Like maybe you teach people how to make the world's best paper airplanes.
Yep.
Right? I'm going to spend an hour with you. I'm going to teach you everything I know about making the most amazing paper airplanes in the world. Maybe you make amazing kimchi. I'm going to show you how to make amazing kimchi for 1 hour. What's it worth to you?
Right.
You know?
Okay.
You know, or maybe I know how to make the world's most incredible webinars, and I'll spend an hour looking at your webinar, giving you feedback. What's it worth to you?
Right. Okay.
Right? Whatever your thing is.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead. Yeah, I guess my question is, besides the access to the 80 recorded sessions inside, so would that be the main incentive for people to pay the higher price, or what would be the main incentive to not pay what it's worth to them, but then to actually pay?
They pay what it's worth. You offer pay what it's worth for the private session, for the first private session. So this is your first hypnosis private session. What's it worth to you?
Yep.
You decide the price.
That's just for the first one.
Yeah, it's basically name your own price on the front end offer.
Gotcha.
It's not on all the upsells and all the other stuff.
That makes sense. Okay, cool. So they pay what it's worth to them on the first session, and then they have the option to work with you on a long-term 3-month or more basis.
Yeah, and that's with the Overcome Everything Coaching Club, the mega library of all the existing sessions, and the weekly sessions where they get to help steer the ship.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds awesome.
Plus private sessions. So do you want 1, 2, 3, or 4 a month? Like if you want to go for it, if you really want to go for this and you're going full force and you've got the budget, let's go. Right. And ultimately you can charge whatever you want for that
Yep.
In terms of private coaching and consulting, that might be $2,000 a month. It might be $5,000 a month. It might be $10,000 a month. I mean, what's your number, right? For it might be $25,000 a month, right? To work with people, an hour a week, right? But
Yep.
that's, that's up to you. But this allows people to choose a frequency of working with you that is within their budget. And I've sold the Overcome Everything Coaching Club in the past for $300 a month. So I know it sells for that,
Sure.
and people
Yeah.
stay in for many months.
Yep.
But maybe in your market, the number's different, right? Maybe it's $99 a month or $200 a month or $1,000 a month for your archive and new training, right?
Right.
So yeah, but that's basically the idea.
Yeah, I like that model. I like how on the front end you have the pay what it's worth to you one session just to get people in the front door, have their experience. They're probably going to love it and get a lot of benefit from it. And then they have the option of continuing on and working with you more in depth over a longer period of time.
Yeah, I found that over the years, I've tried this in different ways with hypnosis, and like marketing, coaching, and training is radically different than like the expectation that people have coming in the door is radically different in marketing, coaching, and training than it is with hypnosis. With hypnosis,
Sure.
people are expecting like a magical Band-Aid.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
They're like, give me the magical Band-Aid that'll make me feel better, right?
Yeah.
And then you give them a magical Band-Aid and they're like, holy crap, I feel better. But that doesn't actually solve their problem. Like the bigger problem is usually multifaceted.
Yep.
Like but whether people are, biting their fingernails down to the bone, or whether they're insomniacs and can't sleep, or whether they're midnight binge eaters or whatever, there's also, there's usually more to it than the one symptom that they're focused on. And so the trick
Sure.
is to help people, if they want it, to help people commit more deeply to their own well-being, right? In whatever area it is they're looking to improve, instead of just like looking for the quick fix.
Yep.
Right. But the quick fix sometimes is exactly what you need. Also, like in order, like you can do a hypnosis session with somebody one time and all of a sudden they can sleep again, and ta-da,
True.
So very interesting. So, cool, Eric. Well, thank you for, being my sounding board on that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It's, yeah, I like that. I think it's a good offer.
Yeah, I think it's going to work.
I think so too.
So let's talk about Get Shit Done Bootcamp.
Let's do it.
Right. So I have a Google Doc
somewhere
around here. And this Google Doc is I shared this with you and with Ganesh. And it goes over, let's see. Well, I'll just type some additional notes. So I'll just say what it says really quick, and we can go back. I'm not going to throw it up on the screen because I think it'll not be helpful to everybody. But so the basic headline for the webinar and the training, the basic hook for the Get Shit Done Bootcamp, Productivity Bootcamp, is get more done in the next 90 days than you did last year. Okay, and the idea is 12. And all of this can be added or taken away, but 12 weekly get shit done training calls. And then we need to come up with the 12 topics, right? And they need to kind of stack in order, I would think. They need to be in an intelligent order. There's another idea of having 12 weekly accountability check-ins and Q&A calls, right? Basically, what did you get done last week? What are you going to get done this week? What are your questions, or what do you need help with in order to move forward, right? So kind of like train with Tellman style. Then this is a little extreme, but it would be awesome, is daily work parties, right? Another benefit or feature of the program is your Get Shit Done accountability team. That is probably going to be at least 2 other people that you can check in with on a daily basis about your progress, right?
Right.
And who are going to hold your feet to the fire and vice versa. We could have a private boot camp Facebook group, community, and or live chat. This is pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to get this done for the boot camp, but the idea of creating the Get Shit Done Taskmaster AI agent that creates your 12-week action plan for you.
Cool.
Right? And
Yep.
organizes it down into the individual tasks that you need to do and in what order.
Mhm.
And even if we don't have a complex AI agent taskmaster, we can still have a series of questions you can ask AI in order to help you get your project completely dialed in and figured out in a sequential, tactical way. Right. So
Right.
like what are the actual things I need to get done? The other 3 things that I was thinking about just including with the program is the goal getting system, which I don't know if you've ever been through the goal getting system or not, but
No, I don't think I have.
it's a home study course I created a few years ago
Oh,
that
cool.
teaches you my magic goal setting formula.
Mm-hmm.
Magic stands for measurable, actionable, generous. Oh God, what's the I stand for? I don't remember. And I think C is community.
Yep.
And inspiring. I is inspiring.
Oh,
And
nice.
so basically it teaches you how to set big, extraordinary, attainable goals and then it hypnotizes you to achieve them.
Cool.
Right. So it helps you to set bigger goals and set goals that are outside of the realistic comfort zone that are just going to keep you trapped anyway, and not be inspiring for change, and helps you set a big inspiring goal that will be inspiring to you and those around you to support you moving toward your goal, and then uses hypnosis in order to activate the action steps on a daily basis. So it's a pretty sweet program. And then there's the wealth method, which is the $5,000 program I mentioned earlier. And then there's another program called the Millionaire Habits that I used to sell for $1,000, and that's hypnotizes you with the habits of a bunch of wildly successful entrepreneurial millionaires that I'm friends with, that I interviewed, and then turned into recorded hypnosis sessions based on each one of their last names. And so
cool.
So that's all the stuff that I have right now. But one of the things that I really wanted to focus on was the core curriculum for the weekly Get Shit Done training calls. In my mind, this is either a 90-day or a 99-day program. I like the idea of 99. It seems to stick out. Feels a little stronger than 90 for some reason to me. But I was wondering, I mean, Eric, you, other than me, you probably know more about the Get Shit Done stuff, you know, like the principles, the tactics, the techniques than anybody else. What would you say and look, we can change the order later, but what would you say are the weekly training calls that we should do and the order that we should do them in? First draft, best shot. Like what are things that you immediately jump out at you as things we should focus on covering?
Like topics for the training calls?
Yeah, like call number 1.
Call number 1.
Like
I
we're
guess,
teaching somebody about Get Shit Done who probably, like, let's assume they've never gone through any Get Shit Done material before.
okay, so it's like an orientation call, almost.
What I'm saying is we start at the beginning.
We start at the beginning,
So
okay.
yes, an orientation call, but still, I'm not asking for introduction. I'm saying, what's the first topic we should talk about? What's the and what's the next call? What's the second topic we should talk about? Like, what are the core components that you see that we should be training our students in?
I guess what comes immediately to mind is the shit list and getting people clear on what goes on your shit list. It's not just the stuff you do every day anyway. It's the stuff you've been procrastinating on that you're scared to do because it's outside of your comfort zone. And you don't feel like you're ready to do it.
Great. Absolutely.
Yep.
What else?
Let's see. What else? Scheduling is, I think, really important because, yeah, making sure everybody's like clear on blocking out periods of time to tackle their shit list.
Scheduling, time blocks,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to say and Pomodoro technique, just for argument's sake. But basically it's about time management.
Right.
AKA,
Somebody just introduced me to the Pomodoro technique recently.
cool. Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, it's apparently not a copywritten thing, so apparently anyone can teach it, which is interesting.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so really at the end of the day, it's time mastery, right? Okay,
Yep.
I'm going to call it time bending. Okay, what else? And I have my own list here. I'm intentionally like asking you to see if you are able to spot stuff that I missed.
Okay, great. I mean, accountability is a big one. Maybe like connecting with accountability partners.
Yeah, I had accountability team.
Accountability
listed.
team. Cool.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Well, check this out. I'm gonna add a few more in,
Yep.
and let's see how this helps you. So I think that the first thing after we do the overview, we should probably do an overview and then goal setting, right? Because on week 1, they're going to get started. And if they don't have a goal for the next 12 weeks, they're kind of screwed. Right?
True.
So like, I think step 1 should be setting your goal for the next 90 days.
Well, that makes sense because you can't have a shit list until you have your goal clear. So that definitely comes first. Yeah, goal setting and then coming up with your action plan with your itemized list,
which is your shit list.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So, time bending, right? Which is scheduling, time blocking, Pomodoro technique, time management, all this time related stuff. But at the end of the day, it's scheduling in the time that you're going to knock out the hard stuff.
Right.
And scheduling in the time that you're going to knock out the stuff that you need to repeat every day or every week.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So your shit list is interesting because that might need to include Taskmaster. Basically, how do you take a 12-week long project and break it down into tasks that you're going to do daily and weekly, but how do we get that done before week 3? Like, we got to get that done right away.
Yep.
Right? Because they need to get in action right away. And so maybe your shit list plus Taskmaster might be in call 2. Breaking down your tasks. And that's really project management. Right?
Yep.
Okay, so scheduling, as you said, absolute. So I put, instead of accountability team, the term I'm using is absolute accountability. And that one of the ways you get absolute accountability is you get one or more people on the outside to hold you to it. No bullshit, right? So that's building out your team. So the other thing that it's like there's so much stuff that needs to happen earlier, but work parties is a huge part of this. Is it more important to have absolute accountability, or is it more important to have work parties first? Like work parties are almost like more important than the shit list.
It's true. I mean, without the shit list, though, what are you going to do during the work party?
Well, you can come up with something to do pretty fast.
Right. Okay.
Like, so, what's that task that's left undone for the last 3 weeks that you've been procrastinating your ass off on?
Yep.
But so the things that I have that I'm trying to figure out the sequence on are mindset, which is essentially use hypnosis, which also seems like it should go at the beginning. That might be even a portion of the first session. But a hypnosis piece, and then where to teach work parties. So right now I have setting your goal as number 1, your shit list and taskmaster is number 2, scheduling, time blocking, time bending is number 3, absolute accountability is number 4. You know what? Work parties are part of scheduling. So
that makes sense.
I'm going to put work parties in as number 3. Work part, because the first thing you have to do is your first work party.
Yep.
Second thing you have to do is schedule them on a regular basis. Third thing you have to do is plug in with daily accountability. Right? Okay. And so then where does the hypnosis go? Come on. Should it go? Maybe what we do. Maybe I do a hypnosis session at the end of each training.
That'd be cool.
Like as a way of wrapping it up.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Hypno session at the end of each training. Yeah, that'd be beneficial.
How long are these training calls?
I would expect them to be 90 minutes. Like,
that's what I was thinking.
So the first call is overview of GSD and setting your goal. Okay. The second call is creating your shit list. Okay. The third call is work parties, how to do them, how to run them, how to do them right, how to use them in order to get shit done. Right.
Yep.
Now we're going to talk about time bending. And that basically has to do with scheduling and time blocking. Now we're going to talk about accountability and how to work with people outside of yourself in order to dramatically increase your productivity with accountability teams, right? Accountability partners and accountability teams. And theoretically, we've already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So set your goal, mindset, task list, work parties, shit list. Yeah, that's the same. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 topics. And so those are like core components of the get shit done process and the get shit done philosophy. But teaching about these things, like what else can we do to accelerate people's ability to get shit done, whatever it is that they're doing, right? You think about yourself. You're going to be doing perhaps 12 webinars.
Right. I mean, what immediately comes to mind is some form of hot seat coaching. where you
Okay.
get kind of specific and individual to what people's problems are that they're working on.
Okay. Well, one of the things that I have on my list is, and it doesn't, and we can do these differently. Like we're talking this through because it's not entirely clear yet what it's going to look like.
Yep.
One of the things on the list is 12 weekly accountability check-ins and Q&A calls. So that's where people check in and they literally list off what was on their shit list that they crossed off that week, and then they say what they're going to knock out this week, and then they ask questions on what they need help with or what they're stuck with or how, what they need help with in order to make faster progress. So that kind of, those are definitely hot seats.
Gotcha.
For anybody that is willing to do, I'm going to have everybody do the check-ins and have them be required, and do Q&As.
Yeah.
We don't have to do them every week, but I feel like we should. Yeah. Are you seeing like what else would be helpful for you or for another entrepreneur who's taking on a big task, like doing a book launch or doing a product launch or launching a challenge series or, doing a 3-month run of booking, and doing public speaking gigs, right? Like, building a high ticket sales call funnel and doing 100 sales calls or whatever, right?
Right.
Like what would
Yeah.
be
Something.
helpful?
Right. I think something that would be helpful would to have some sort of, I mean, it's different than accountability. It would be like a practice buddy where you team up with somebody in the group and, like, let's say your thing is doing sales calls. You practice doing sales calls with each other. And I don't know how you would apply that to different things besides sales calls, but maybe like you can give each other feedback on whatever it is that you're working on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how that would look because everybody's going to be doing totally different stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, in
Yep.
totally different markets, totally different niches, and people might not even be doing. I don't know. Like people might be like renovating their bathroom or something.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't know exactly what people are going
Yeah.
to want this type of accountability structure
True.
for yet. I think
Yep.
it's going to be for following through on something they've probably already invested in but haven't followed through on implementing.
Yep.
Right. But I don't know with certainty.
Okay.
So like it could be, for example, like let's say that I'm working full time, I'm wanting to retire, and I've decided that I'm going to build a YouTube channel, all about, DIY auto repair. And I'm going to do this on the nights and the weekends in my garage. And I've been fixing stuff in cars since I was a kid. And I'm going to show people how to fix broken cars. And everybody in the neighborhood always brings their car by my place. And I always get it fixed better than the local mechanic can anyway at a better price. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that on YouTube.
Right. Okay.
Pretty cool. Great.
Yep.
And then the idea is that maybe you're going to sell car parts or, on eBay on the back end,
Yep.
or something like that, or tools. Maybe you're going to sell tools through like an affiliate program or something like that on the back end, whatever. Or maybe people are going to sign up to your $9.99 a month how to fix any car membership program, where every single question that comes in, I answer by fixing that thing on video for you. Every single one, every single time. You want to fix something? I'm going to show you how to fix it. Right. Whatever. It's called Mr. Fix It, blah, blah, blah. Right. So if I'm Mr. Fix It and I want to start a YouTube channel, but I've been having a hard time. I'm 65. I spent the last 35 years working in a car parts store. Clock in, clock out, same time, 5 days a week, sometimes do overtime. I know everything there is to know about everything there is with every car part that there is, you know. And I've always answered to a boss. And I have a real hard time following through on investing the time, on putting the time in. For my own business, I'm not sure what to do. I don't want to do it wrong, but like I often hesitate. And so I'm wanting to get that done. I want to get my YouTube channel launched, and I want to start selling tools, used car tools on eBay. Like, what do I need for help? Like what I've learned about hypnosis. I've learned about goal setting. I've learned about accountability. I've learned about work parties. I'm doing a work party every day or 3 times a week or however many work parties we're going to have for the boot camp. I have my accountability team. We're in a little group thread and we're texting every morning on our progress. I mean, maybe after the core content is taught, that's where we no, it needs to be more clear, I feel. Or maybe it's just practicing. I don't know. Like the accountability and Q&A calls could be part of the weekly calls and weekly training. I guess there is also, you know what? There's also endless mindset stuff that we could do. And so what we could do is we could fill in the remaining calls with all mindset stuff, right? Overcome procrastination, focus, follow through, drive and motivation, determination, how to work hard even when you feel like crap and you feel like you're losing, you know, like how to build your self-confidence, all these things we could do individual sessions for and fill in very easily with super valuable mindset stuff. Yeah, well, I mean, are you seeing anything else? I feel like I'm monologuing a little.
Yeah, no, I mean, it sounds pretty complete. I think maybe it would be helpful for me. I'm more of a visual person to have that framework, you know, out in front of me. I'd be able to kind of see more clearly if there's anything I could add to it, but it feels pretty complete. And I think it's something, you know, it's a work in progress, obviously.
Yeah. Well, that was the whole idea. So,
yeah.
And so guys, this was also an illustration today for everybody watching. Is what Eric and I did is we just had a planning session for our boot camp, and it's not complete yet, but we made a lot of progress on it. And we are going to be launching the Get Shit Done Bootcamp in the next week. We're going to be launching it in the next week. And so if you are interested in getting more shit done in the next 90 days than you did all of last year, then type bootcamp into the comments. If you're not already a member of our astonishing Get Shit Done community, I encourage you, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to get more shit done, come join us at getshitdone.com. You're going to love it. We have a very supportive community of entrepreneurs who love getting shit done and supporting each other in the process. We do work party once a week on Mondays at noon Eastern with our community. There's a bunch of cool hypnosis sessions and mindset stuff that you're going to get when you join Get Shit Done. And we're we're going to be doing the Get Shit Done Bootcamp here pretty soon. That's what we were planning today. But the illustration for you is that this was a work party where Eric and I set aside an hour to spend time talking, and we decided to use the time to plan out the new thing that we're creating that was previously mostly in my head, right? And so this is a great way to use work parties, and it's a great way to use an accountability buddy or an accountability partner to get your stuff figured out and planned out. I have a hard time planning things out unless I'm talking about it. But when I'm talking about it, I have a hard time taking notes. So having a conversation is really good. The other thing you can do on a Zoom call, which we're not currently doing a Zoom call, is you can record and take AI notes on all the stuff automatically, of course.
Right.
And that can save you a lot of steps. So really, really awesome stuff. So head on over to Get Shit Done, join us. And then in the meantime, I would like to know, Eric,
Yeah.
what is up with the Pure Path to Prosperity? What is it all about?
The Pure Path to Prosperity is a Facebook group that I created. And so if you're somebody that, maybe you're already selling something online, maybe you don't have anything to sell online, you're looking for something to sell online, or you're selling something online, but it's only like a low ticket item and you're making $20, $50 per sale, and you want to start selling high ticket, I'm going to be talking all about that inside Pure Path to Prosperity, and specifically with a high ticket network marketing opportunity where you can create a lot of leverage, building a team and working together, supporting each other's success, and ultimately free up your time and your financial future inside the Pure Path to Prosperity. The link is in the bottom of the description. If you want to click on that and join, I'll see you on the inside. And I just started this past Tuesday with my very first webinar. For the past 5 years, I've been leveraging other leaders' webinars. Now I'm stepping into my own leadership and presenting my own webinars. And I'm going to be doing these on a weekly basis here moving forward at Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Rock
Eastern
and roll.
time. Yep.
Cool, guys. So if you want to get your network marketing game on, take it to the next level, and sell some awesome water, go check out Pure Path to Prosperity with Eric. And with that said, dude, I think that's a wrap for episode 31, month number 1, done for
all right.
2025 daily Get Shit Done show. It's been awesome and getting
right.
better. Can you imagine? Yeah, like doing a daily show for a year. I'm going to try. I think I'm going to try to do, regardless of co-hosts or not co-hosts or blah, blah, I'm going to try to do a daily show for a year. Can you imagine how much anyone's ability to improve as a speaker, as a broadcaster, as a streamer, call yourself what you want, by literally practicing publicly for an hour every day for a year?
Yeah. No, that's massive.
That's going to be fascinating.
Right. I did daily live streams for 6 months once a couple of years ago, and that was awesome. It really helped me break through a lot and just get more practice speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've never done a full year nonstop like
I don't
that.
have
awesome.
I don't have like hang-ups around it.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you, I've been watching some of the previous episodes of Get Shit Done, and I noticed how many times, it's embarrassing, how many times I say the word like as a filler word.
Oh, yeah.
Like. I was like, Jesus Christ, Tellman, like, drop the likes. I need to make a anti-filler words hypnosis session to hypnotize myself to only say valuable things when I'm ready to talk instead of using filler words. Filler words are not a way to improve your speaking capability. Don't do it. Don't say like 1,000 times like I do or did. Like,
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes an intelligent silence can be a great alternative.
It makes you look much more wise.
Yeah, you're sitting there thinking what you're going to say next.
You're actually like,
takes a lot of practice.
I just don't want to say that filler word again.
I know.
All right. All right.
All right.
Awesome, Eric. Thank you for a great month. Looking forward to 11 more. And thank you guys for being Get Shit Done super fans. Hope to see you on the inside of the community and on our upcoming boot camp.
That's what.
Over and out. Bye, guys.
Over and out.